This is the full experience of our barrier-free services. I'm Andy, the salesman that's in charge of selling the condos in this place.
Please apologize for what you've done.
What are you going on about? Just because you're using a wheelchair doesn't mean you have to always play the victim.
Trouble Busters! My name's Mary. I work for a company that runs many news websites online, blogs, and social media sites. In particular, I'm in charge of the online forum website, Read It. I'm also very interested in community work, so I try to always find out more information about how best differently abled people can go about their daily routines within our community. The forums on Read It's really going off today as well. People really like voicing their opinions on here, don't they?
Well, after all, our Read It's the most famous forum site out there.
That's right. I'm just glad that people have a place to honestly voice their opinions and have fun while they're at it, too. I want to keep working on the potential of Read It, so let's keep doing our best in the site together. Like this, I'm luckily surrounded by great coworkers at my company, like Heather and Aaron here. One day, all three of us were having lunch out when our conversation topic changed to that of the condominium that was just about finished being built near our company office.
That condo's nearly finished being constructed, right? Imagine living in that nice of a place.
I know, right? I wish I could live there.
Honestly, buying a room there would probably cost you around $1 million.
What? But I guess a room there would be worth that much.
At that kind of a price point, it would be impossible for people like us to live in such a place.
I know, but one can dream. If these two were starring in a TV drama, they'd so end up being a couple by the end of the season. And they'd probably end up living together in that condo they were talking about. I know I'd be third wheeling to some extent, but I want to be able to see this potential couple blossom from close by, preferably from the comfort of a room in the beautiful condo. With this feeling of mine, I started to think a little more seriously about getting a room in the condo near a company office. Wow, you really do have an amazing view of the city from up here. This condo is amazing.
Hey you, get out of here with that stupid thing. Roll away.
Ah, please don't push me like that. I'm going to hit the wall.
This really is a large room.
Ouch. I don't think I'm badly hurt or anything, but still, how dare you push me like that?
This is the full experience of our barrier-free services. I'm Andy, the salesman that's in charge of selling the condos in this place.
Please apologize for what you've done.
What are you going on about? Just because you're using a wheelchair doesn't mean you have to always play the victim.
What kind of salesman is this? I'm here because I'm interested in buying a room here.
You're kidding, right? Someone like you'd never be able to afford such a place.
I'll have you know I have plenty of money, so it's not a problem for me to buy a room here.
Well then, if you have so much money, why don't you use it to actually give back to the community?
With that, this man took my bag from me and started rummaging through it. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Instead of hoarding it, you have $1,000 here. I'll take this as you having given back to me, a member of our community.
You can't take my money, that's stealing. I've had enough of you, I'm calling the police.
I don't think it'd be good for you to do that. I'll be taking that phone off of you.
No, give me back my phone.
Well, with that, I'll be off then. I'm going to use the elevator to get back to the ground floor, but you're not allowed to use it to get down from here, okay?
What? What floor do you think this is?
Duh, it's the 53rd floor. It says right there.
I don't mean literally. I mean, how am I supposed to get down to the ground floor from here if I don't use the elevator?
Beats me. Figure it out for yourself. I'm done here for today.
You really are something. You can't even do your job properly of selling anyone this condo. If I report you to the police, I'm sure they'll have a field day with you.
You're really still set on reporting me to the police? Then I guess I really can't let you out of here alive.
At this time, there was only this Andy guy and me in the whole condo building, so I couldn't ask for help from anyone else. Still, Andy thought that maybe I'd be able to somehow make it to the elevator by dragging myself to it and escape. But he couldn't have me doing that. So he was thinking of tying me up to keep me from being able to get to the elevator. He didn't have anything to tie me up with at the moment, so instead of doing so, he just vowed that he'd be back tomorrow morning to do so. After he was gone, he cut off the power to the elevator, so I was stuck 200 meters from the ground on the 53rd floor all by myself. After he was gone, I was somewhat okay by myself and able to make it through the night, but I kept thinking back to how evil Andy was, and I couldn't stop shuddering every time I was reminded that he'd be back again. The next day, as it turns out, Aaron and Heather had made plans to go see the condo that I'd been trapped in the night before. On the pamphlet, it says the rooms are going for $1,000 a month.
I don't think that price point is correct. That place is surely worth more. I think they're just trying to hook you like that. Then once they know you're interested, they'll end up asking for more money. Or maybe you'll need to pay a lot of interest on the room beforehand.
Maybe, but still, don't you want to have a look at this place? If I'm by myself, I feel like people might try to pressure me into getting a room straight away. So it'd be great if you were willing to tag along, Aaron.
If you insist.
Yay, let's pretend we're a newlywed couple to make the salespeople take us more seriously then.
Sure, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm sure it'll work.
Wait, you two! Don't go have a look at the rooms in that condo! You simply can't! Please don't! Please, 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 please!
What are you going on about, Mary? Are you saying people like us shouldn't even think about living in such a nice place?
Is that what you're saying, Mary? I know it won't be easy for people like us to afford such a place, but still. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that the condo really isn't such a great place. I can't explain it properly without freaking them both out.
You're acting a little off today, Mary.
I just want the both of you to be safe. There's data out there that supports findings that living in a place that isn't correctly suited to a person's needs can be detrimental for them. For example, living in a place that's way too expensive for you can really put unneeded stress on individuals that don't have the right ability to pay for said place. So don't do it! Don't even bother going to see the rooms there, or else you're even just putting yourselves in a situation of potentially ruining the happy lives you have now. What exactly are you trying to say about us, Mary? Are you saying that Aaron and I aren't good with how we spend our money? Are you trying to say we're reckless or something? And how do you even know that we're happy the way we are now? You're in no position to judge how others live their lives now or how they feel. I'm just looking out for the both of you. Because of the declining birth rate, the rates of condos is bound to get increasingly higher even after having purchased a room already. That's what's going to happen. After coming to the realization that you have no other choice but to live in poverty, then you'll realize that that kind of a lifestyle is starting to cause issues with the home. And from there, it'll undoubtedly lead to divorce. If you still insist on going to see the condo for yourself, I hope you'll do so after presenting me with the data that supports that what I just mentioned now is bound to not happen. Mary, you're being really rude and mean today.
Are you okay? If Heather and I were to put our funds together, it's not impossible for us to buy a condo. You never know for sure, Mary.
Don't listen to her anymore, Aaron. Let's just go see the place today after work.
Yeah.
No, this can't be happening. I really tried to make the condo less appealing for them so they wouldn't end up going to that hell place today after work, but I couldn't stop them from doing so. I wanted to protect them from that evil Andy, but I also didn't want them going there today of all days because I was so planning to go there after work today in order to confront Andy. I'll definitely be getting Andy to apologize to me for how he treated me yesterday. After that, I'll be sending him off to the police. I was so ready to face Andy again while I waited for him out the front entrance of the condo. It was just then that I saw both Heather and Aaron also getting there. Oh, it's you two! Please, if you don't have to go in there today, I suggest you two don't.
You still have other mean things to say to us, Mary? If you do, you can just keep it to yourself. You don't want to hear it.
Oh no. Okay, I'm just here to get something done. Please don't mind me. Let's go, Aaron. They'll be closing the open rooms for today soon. We better get in to see the place. Oh no. Even though I was only trying to protect them both earlier with what I said to them, it looked like they just ended up hating me for what happened earlier. I know I went a little overboard, but still, I don't want them to hate me anymore because they seem to do so now. So I'll wait for them to go in and then go in after them in order to find Andy.
Welcome. Are you two newlyweds? Oh, isn't that just great? We'll be closing up soon, but please come in and have a look. We were hoping to get a look inside one of the rooms. Would that be possible? Of course! I guess you both work, so together you might be able to buy a room here. Let's get going then, to the 53rd floor, which is 200 meters from the ground floor.
Oh no, they're being looked after by Andy. He realized I was here just now, right? I think we just made eye contact. Heather and Aaron, they're in danger. After I waited for Heather and Aaron to enter the condo, I tried to get in, but I had to wait a little too long and I wasn't able to enter the condo anymore on account of having it closed. I knew this was bad for both Heather and Aaron, so I decided to get in contact with the police straight away. But at this very moment, nothing had happened to the two of them. And pertaining to what happened to me yesterday, there was no evidence that I could present to them about what had happened to me, so there was nothing the police could do. They even told me that what happened to me yesterday sounded ludicrous to them, and they quickly dismissed my claims. But the next day... What? Both Heather and Aaron haven't come in today yet? Yes, and neither of them contacted anyone in the office about having a day off today. This can't be good. There's no way they'd both take a day off without having told us about doing so prior. I don't have a good feeling about this. I should have gone to the police to report them missing earlier yesterday then. I felt so bad for what might have happened to them. That was when someone else called our office asking for me. You're looking for someone here who has green hair and is in a wheelchair? Are you talking about Mary? Mary, there's someone on the phone for you. I don't know who the caller is. Hello, this is Mary.
It seems like you got away from me last time, but don't you dare think that you've gotten away from me completely scot-free.
Is that you, Andy? What have you done with Heather and Aaron? I know they were last seen entering the condo and that now you've probably trapped them in a room there. You probably got this phone number from looking at their business cards, didn't you?
I guess you're brighter than I first thought. After I found out that you all knew each other, I decided to take them hostage. If you want to see your coworkers again, hand over $1 million to me today. If you get the police involved in this matter, you'd better be ready to say goodbye to your precious coworkers.
There's no way that Andy thought that this was a good plan. But I knew that maybe contacting the police straight away wouldn't be the best way to go about this, considering that Andy most probably wasn't lying about having Heather and Aaron held hostage. I knew he's capable of being ruthless, considering how he treated me the first time we met. So I knew I had to be careful with what my next move was to be. In order to figure out what I should do, I looked through the condo building's pamphlet over and over again, and that's it. If it's come to this, I'll have to give it a try. Troublebusters. In order to save my co-workers in the safest way possible, I first needed to figure out if Andy was actually acting alone. So I came up with a plan to figure that out first. Hello, I'd like to speak to the person in charge of the condo.
Hello, I'm the manager, in charge of looking after all the services this condo provides.
I called because I want to talk to you about...
Is that so? Well, if that's the case, I'll look into it right away. Please, leave this to me. I'll make sure to figure everything out, Mary.
Also, there seems to be a salesman that's in charge of selling the rooms in the building. I was wondering if I'd be able to send this kind individual a gift of some sort. I'm not sure what he'd like, so if you could give me a little information on what would be good for him, that would help. Can I ask you some questions about the ideas I have in mind?
Oh, are you talking about our salesman, Andy? Of course. Well, he's...
I see. So he's single. He's mostly seen by himself at the office. And he's not that interested in technology and doesn't really use computers. I see. Now that I think back on it, I really should have just told the condo manager about what Andy had done to my coworkers, but I couldn't in the moment on account of having been denied the trust of the police when I had called them yesterday. In this moment, I felt as though I couldn't trust anyone else but myself. On top of that, I wasn't sure if I could completely trust this manager as of the time anyway, so I couldn't just tell him everything I knew right away. That's why I decided to use the building manager to get information on Andy. With all the information I got on him, I came to the conclusion that Andy was doing all of this on his own, and that he didn't have the help of anything high-tech either, because he's apparently not good with technology, so I was most probably up against him and him only. If it came to confronting him, it'd just be him against 3 of us, including my co-workers on my side. With this newly found confidence, I decided to go back to the condo building in order to save Heather and Aaron.
Huh. I've been waiting for you. Where's the $1 million you owe me? Hey, get back here!
I whizzed past Andy that was standing in the lobby and made my way to the office room in which the condo manager, who was also Andy's superior, was residing in.
Hello there, Mary. It's nice to see you in person. And thank you for coming all the way here. Please, come this way. Huh? What's going on with you two? Andy! What's with that attitude of yours? What are you going on about, sir? What about my attitude? This lady right here is in charge of running the famous online forum site Reddit. Well, she's actually the inventor of it, as she's the owner of the company she works for. Mary here is an important individual for us. Not only that, but she's actually also now the owner of this whole condo. What? So, this lady's bought all the rooms here? But there's 500 rooms in this condo building. One room on average costs $1 million. So in total, she would have paid $5 billion for this whole place.
That's right. I bought this whole building in order to make it company housing for the employees of my company.
This lady really wasn't lying when she said she had money.
Now, Andy, you'd better free Heather and Aaron.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Free people? What's going on here?
Since yesterday, my coworkers came to this condo in order to have a look at the rooms here, and since then, they've been missing.
What? How could that be? Andy, what do you know about this? Those two went home last night.
Really? So there's no way they'd still be somewhere in this condo, right? You can attest to that, right, Andy?
Of course.
So then if I look into every room here and check for myself that they're not here, if I do find them here in this building, then I'll have no other choice but to go back on my wish to purchase this whole condo. I'll do whatever it takes to see that you're taken care of, even if it means taking you to court, if they're still here. Are you all right with that?
Why, of course, Mary. There's no way any of that could ever be true. So please, go ahead and search this whole building. Actually, I'm not so sure that would be the best idea. What if, say, by some accident, those two are still in this building somewhere? Then you wouldn't be able to agree to all of the terms that Mary just presented, right, sir? Stop saying such ridiculous things, Andy. We should be trying to make our very important guest Mary here relaxed, not worried. There's nothing she needs to worry about. But what if something went wrong with her coworkers yesterday and...
When Andy's superior was grilling Andy about why he kept refusing to let me check the whole condo, I ran right out of my wheelchair and made a beeline to the elevator.
What? She just got out of her wheelchair? How is it that she's able to run? Wait right there!
Andy came chasing me, but I made it to the elevator just in time and I was on my way up to the 53rd floor. Considering the fact that the condo manager didn't have any idea about anyone being trapped in this building, it made me think that Heather and Aaron were locked away in one of the corner rooms furthest away from the elevators. Andy had probably trapped them in the same room that he trapped me in earlier. Once I made it to the 53rd floor and ran to the corner room and opened the door, that's when I saw the two of them. They were locked in the room with their mouths taped and they weren't moving. I immediately went to help them to come to their senses. Although they seemed exhausted from the stress of being locked up since last night, there were luckily no serious problems with them. Are you two okay? I'm sorry I wasn't able to come save you earlier.
Mary! Oh, thank you so much for coming to save us! We're okay now, thanks to you!
I really thought we were done for. Mary, I'm so sorry that we thought you were being rude to us by you saying that we shouldn't come here. We now know what you were really trying to do. You were just trying to save us from that cruel man. It's fine, Heather. I'm going to sort all of this out. Leave it to me.
Andy! What's going on here? Well, you see, this is, how is it that you're able to walk anyway?
The reason why I use a wheelchair is actually to make sure that the employees in my company that need to use a wheelchair are able to go about their day around the office smoothly. That's why I use a wheelchair regularly to test that. Getting back to this condo, though, I'll obviously be canceling my plans to buy this building now.
Please, wait, Mary. Don't cancel on me. Andy, this is all your fault. No, sir. This all must be some big misunderstanding. I know it is. What are you going on about? It seems quite obvious that you locked these two in this building last night. I have no idea what you're going on about, sir. If you're going to make such allegations against me, then where's your proof of me having done so?
If it's evidence that you need, then here it is.
People in wheelchairs don't have the right to live in expensive condos like this place. Now stay quiet in this room. Lucky you two, you get to enjoy the amazing night view from up here all night. If this isn't the best place to be taken hostage, then I don't know where is. I'll let you both go after that lady brings me the money I asked for.
I was originally trying to record your explanation of the condo rooms here, but instead I guess I have incriminating evidence on you now.
No.
There's no denying what you've done now.
Wait, that's right. I just remembered. These two here said that they wanted to enjoy the night view all night. That's why I left them here to do so.
We never said such a thing.
Then where's the evidence that you didn't say such a thing?
Well, I don't have that. And you should already know that logically speaking, it's near impossible to prove that one didn't do something. That's why when we bring up evidence, in general, it's about one having done something. Like in this case, with you having partaken in cruel actions towards Heather and Aaron. If they did indeed say that they wanted to stay here overnight, it's your responsibility to show us the proof that they said such a thing. Also, you better have some proof as to why you needed to lock them in this room with their mouths taped, even if they'd asked to stay here.
Exactly. But of course, you'll never be able to come up with any proof of that, because we never asked you to do such a thing. On top of that, we'll be able to prove that you were the one that forced the tape on our mouths, considering that you didn't have any gloves on when you put the tape on our mouths, so your fingerprints are all over it.
Ball's in your court now, Andy. If you have any evidence that you didn't do anything bad here, then present it now.
You're all morons! How dare you, Andy? Do you realize just what you've done here? All three of you. I'm so sorry for what's happened here with Andy. Of course, Andy will be fired from our company straight away. So please, find it in your heart to not call the police on us and to continue with the purchase of this building. Get off of me! Let me go!
I'm sorry, but unfortunately I won't be able to let Andy just go like this. He's too dangerous as he is. Due to the threats he's made and the fact that he kidnapped and held people hostage, I have no choice but to get in contact with the police about his actions.
No, No, please don't. I'll do anything. I'll apologize. Please, I'll change. So don't call the police on me.
As if I'd ever be able to do such a thing as let you go free. You put my dear coworkers in danger. There's no way you're getting away with all of this. You'll need to deal with what's coming for you now.
No! Please, I don't want to be thrown into jail like some piece of trash. Accept your fate, Andy.
I'll also be letting the police know about how you hurt me and took my money, too. That night, I somehow made it out of the building in one piece by walking down 53 flights of stairs, but it wasn't easy to do so.
I'm so sorry for what I did. Please accept my apology.
It's all too late now. You've done what you've done. If I wanted to, I could even make you disappear after what you've done, you know. Exactly. Mary here is quite powerful after all, and has the power to influence so many people. Who knows what ever just happened to you if lots of people found out about what you did to us here. There's no way you'd ever be able to step foot outside ever again if that were to happen.
No, please. I swear, I won't ever do another bad thing in my whole entire life ever again. I'll come clean. I've actually loaned money from a really scary gang, and I needed to pay them back. That's why I did what I did. There was no other way for me to pay them back.
Even after you telling us why you threatened me, I still can't find it in myself to feel sorry for you one bit. But I think I've found out something quite important just now. If you ever do anything like this ever again, I'll write about you and read it. And I'll include all of your personal information in the post. The gang members you owe money to will be able to find you in no time.
No! You can't do such a thing. If you do, I won't survive.
Soon after, I called the police on Andy and he was taken away by them. He was then tried for having kidnapped and taken hostages, hurt differently abled people, and for having threatened me, and was found guilty on all accounts. He obviously had to pay up for the damages he's caused and was also fired straight away from his job. He also had to go to prison for all that he'd done. I guess he's in his little cell now wishing he'd never done such horrible things. He still had people out to get him for having loaned money from them, like the gang members he talked about earlier, so I guess things really won't be going smoothly for him even after he gets out of prison. As for me, I really was intent on not buying the condo after I found out what Andy had done, but after his manager profusely apologized to me and also made sure that Andy was well punished for what he'd done, I decided to go ahead with purchasing the building for my coworker. Is it really okay? Of course, I purchased the whole building for company housing, so yes. I still feel bad, though, about everything that happened with the condo. If Aaron and I hadn't brought it up, that we wanted to live there in the first place, none of this would have happened. So I thought that maybe I wouldn't be allowed to live there after all.
Same here. I'm really sorry about everything that went down.
No, it's not either of you two's fault. I was the one that wasn't able to dissuade the two of you to go.
Still, though, buying that whole condo as company housing, haven't you outdone yourself, Mary?
No worries at all. Of course, I'll be needing you to pay me a contract fee of $10 to rent a room in the building. Only $10? I've never heard of any company offering company housing for that price. Well, then I guess there's a first for everything. It's my building now, so I get to make the decisions. After all, it's not about the money. I actually just want all of us to live together in the same building. I also want to be able to support the future of the two of you, any way that I can.
Oh, I guess you know then that we're,
Of course I do. It's your turn to take control of the situation now, Aaron. You've both got your own place secured now. All that's left to do is, you know.
Right here and now?
Why not? Come on now, Aaron. You can do it.
Heather, please marry me and make me the happiest man on this planet. And let's live the rest of our lives together peacefully in the beautiful condo you always wanted to live in.
Wow, Aaron, that's pretty much came out of nowhere. But I guess it's been a long time coming now. And Mary also approves of this, so yes, I'll marry you, Aaron. I'm so happy that we all got a happy ending. It's exactly how I wanted things to be. I hope that things only get better from here on out. Trouble Busters.